Okay, next is multiply and divide fractions. Let's check it out. So perform the operation and simplify the answer fully. So we've got 3/8 times 4/3. Let's get a new 3/8 times 4/3. So when we are multiplying fractions, it's really nice. The rules are real simple. There's not much for us to worry about. We just multiply straight across, right? So 3 times 4 gives me 12. 8 times 3 gives me 24. And I know 12 over 24 reduces to 1 times 12 and 2 times 12. And 12 divided by 12 is 1, which leaves me with just 1/2. You could also reduce this using your commutative property of multiplication and say, hey, I can move some things around here, and I could say, hey, I've got 3 divided by 3 times 4/8, and I know 3 divided by 3 is 1. So, and maybe at this point you might even see, oh, 4 divided by 8, that reduces to 1/2, right? 4/8 is the same as 1/2. You could still reduce it the same way that we had been, 1 times 4 over 2 times 4, and then say that, hey, that's 1/2. Okay, but really you just multiply straight across. Okay, 1/2. Yep, good. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, let's do another one because now they're giving us a little trickier problem. So it says 1/6 divided by 6/5. Okay, 1/6 divided by 6/5. Let's grab here. 1/6 divided by 6/5. And again, there's a couple ways we could approach this. We could remember that when you're dividing by a fraction, it's the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So it would be 1/6 times 5/6. And then multiplying fractions is much simpler. You just multiply straight across, right? So we took the reciprocal of our 6/5, right? And turned it into 5/6. And hey, that's 5, and 6 times 6 is 36. We want to think, does that reduce at all? And it does not. 5 is prime. 36 does not divide nicely by 5, so we can just leave it as 5/36. Sometimes, if you have a nice denominator, sometimes you can divide straight across. But if we look at what's happening here, since 6 does not divide nicely by 5, this one's not a good option for us to divide across. Okay, but sometimes, if we had 36 and then 6 over here, we know 36 divided by 6 would give us 6, so it would divide nicely across. But this one doesn't. So the easiest way to do is multiply by the reciprocal, because that works every single time. All right, and let's see here. Let's just type it in. 5/36. Let's see what Delta Math says. Okay, they liked it. Okay, so here's an example where we can divide across, right? So 1/8 divided by 3/2. Let's check out what that looks like. 1/8 divided by 3/2. And we know, okay, 1 divided by 3, that one doesn't divide nicely straight across. 8 divided by 2 does, but so that would give us 1/3 over 4. So still not quite so nice. So in this case, it actually might still be easier to multiply by the reciprocal, right? So 1 times 2 is 2. 8 times 3 is 24. And 2 divided by 24, we know that reduces down to 2 times 12, right? Which gives us 2 divided by 2 is 1, so it leaves us with 1/12. You would have gotten the same thing completing this division across. We still would have had to do one extra step though. 1/3 times 1/4 is 1/12. Okay, so same answer gotten kind of two different ways. Okay, and if we go ahead and type that in, 1 divided by 12. Go ahead and submit. All right, and Delta Math likes it, and they go ahead and walk us through their answer. It looks like they're doing the multiply by the reciprocal method mostly here. Okay.